No, through the lady's front door by a white neighbor. Okay? A black mother of 4 in Florida was killed by a white neighbor who shot her through a front door as the victim attempted to retrieve an iPad taken from her child. The civil rights attorney, Ben Crump, has said. Now, he's taken on this case.
You got Ben Crump in. Whoa.
At a housing complex in Ocala on Friday, this is Florida, evening was an unjust killing and laminated that the shooter had not been arrested or charged. Billy Woods, the Marion County Sheriff, was more cautious at a Monday afternoon press conference, telling reporters that the shooting appeared to be a combination of a feud between the... Wow. He said he was unable to confirm that Owens was attempting to recover the iPad when she was killed, but said the shooter had thrown a pair of skates towards Owens' children before the fatal confrontation. Wood said, somebody threw something at my child. I'd be pissed off. What parent wouldn't be? Who wouldn't be upset at that, regardless of whether they intentionally threw it at them or not? I wish our shooter would have called us instead of taking action into their own hands.
Yes.
I wish Mrs. Owens had called us in the hopes that we could have never got to the point in which this happened today. Woods did not identify the shooter's name, age, or race, but added she was being cooperative. He urged patience from the community while the investigation continued, stating that not all the children who witnessed the incident had been interviewed yet. So here's my thing. Ben Crump kind of gave an idea of what happened and other people who saw what was going on. Mm-hmm. Apparently, there's this apartment complex, okay? Mm-hmm. And I guess this lady's house is across the street from this duplex or whatever it is. Next to this lady is an open field, okay? Mm-hmm. It's not her field.
Okay.
But for some reason, she has to be Agnes on the block and make sure that no kids are playing outside in that field. Oh, okay. It bothers her probably. Uh-huh. And these kids keep playing in that field. And they kept bothering her.
This does not belong to her.
She's always calling the police. Uh-huh. They always saying, leave us alone. She's always yelling racial things, calling them little N-words and things like that. Mm-hmm. Police have been called. You just heard the man say several times in 2 years. Apparently, this mom and her don't like each other. They've argued before, and a lot of stuff has happened. Okay. So Agnes, I'm gonna call her because we don't know who she is, and we know she white, so they can say they don't know what race she is. She white.
Neighbor Karen.
Neighbor Karen. Thank you, Neighbor Karen.
Go ahead. They get their nicknames real quick because they act like Karen.
Like City Bike Karen.
City Bike Karen.
Help! Help! Help!
That man ain't touching her. Go ahead.
So this is a neighborhood Karen.
Neighborhood Karen.
Who was armed. Ooh. We can't arm Karens.
No, because they will shoot and ask questions later.
So neighborhood Karen, thank you, instead of Agnes.
Okay.
Neighborhood Karen apparently was upset this day that these kids was out playing. Uh-huh. One of them left their iPad behind and went back to get it. She apparently went outside and picked it up and decided she was going to hold on to it.
That's not her. For her
apparently, allegedly, she threw it at the kids or threw something. They saying skates or whatever. Uh-huh. And this black mom didn't like that.
Right.
So she went over to her house, banged on her door and on her windows and said, I know you hear me. I know you hear me in there. Mm-hmm. So neighborhood Karen decides to peep through the peephole and shoot through the door.
Like that old man did.
Yes.
With that black boy.
And fatally shot this woman. Now, let me tell you something. Now, this is what I get with the City Bike Karen.
Okay.
Or, City Bike Karen.
City Bike.
Let's say, for the sake of argument, because you know all the M&T or white people going to be in the comment sections the same way they were with City Bike Karen. Those are M&T or white people. Because they're the same ones that say, you know he whistled at that white woman.
He got what
you ain't supposed to
be. He made her nervous.
That 12-year-old thug.
He made her nervous.
He shouldn't have been whistling at that white woman.
He could have violated her.
She said he touched her. You are going over there and get him, Bubble. Drag them on out the house.
No, you did say Bubba.
You know, 4 thugs in around city back here. Heard that unborn white child. Them old thugs try to take her back from her. She didn't have no choice but to say, hell. Thank God a good old white man showed up. Who knows what they would have done to her.
They would have violated her.
They would have violated City Bike
City Bike Karen.
So, City Bike Karen. Oh, no. Neighborhood Karen. They want all them thugs playing around her house.
They
was throwing, no, you know they add on. They was throwing rocks at her house. They was breaking on windows. They was setting her lawn on fire. Terrorizing this poor white woman.
They was scaring her.
Then one little thug left his iPad, which he probably stole from Best Buy. How you gonna live in a duplex and have an iPad? And we paying for it. You know she probably on welfare. But yet she gonna buy her son an iPad.
Yeah.
You know she on Snap. Thank God they making them work now. She only 30-something. The public is gonna make her work. She gonna go out get a job when she get that Snap.
So you're saying that mindset,
thank you,
will be.
So let's just say, for the sake of argument, they're all right.
Okay.
These little thugs was messing with old neighborhood Karen.
Mm-hmm.
And then she took their iPad because they was terrorizing her. Then this old big old bully black woman come on over there, banging on the door,
but you
banging on the window.
Let me slow you down.
What?
This is in Florida.
Yes.
Is that stand your ground?
Watch this.
Law gonna help.
So then she gonna come over there and bang on the door and the window, still terrorizing this poor white woman.
Was scared.
She was
what
scared.
she was gonna do.
She was gonna call, but you can't call the police. You got to take these matters in your own hands.
You got a registered gun and license.
Well, you know them black folks, they'll crawl through your window. You'll be sitting there waiting on the police for about 5-10 minutes. They done came in your house and took everything. She didn't have no choice but to come to that door, peep on out the peeky hole. And God forbid, you didn't think that poor white woman would open that door, did you?
With a threat like that?
No, sorry.
Scared her because she was angry.
She did what I would have done.
She was hostile.
I would have shot right through that door and then called Bubba over, come on over and fix the door.
She was being hostile.
She was being hostile. Talking about you hear me in there. You banging on. She banging on that white woman door like that.
Let me slow you down. I'm gonna take you back to that story that I was telling you at my job where we had a new manager.
Yeah.
And we was a new team, and it was myself, a black guy, and a white girl, and our manager was white.
Mm-hmm.
And we were called in the HR because it was a situation, and with calling her OG or whatever, but she was just not a good manager. Well, she told them that we were acting hostile and that we were being physical in her office, moving the desk. And we looked at the three of us looked at each other. And we went, we was not doing any of that. Why the word hostile has to always be used with black folks?
Thank you.
Like I'm scaring her or something. One of the girls, I
had somebody say I was banging on the table one time.
Yes.
She was banging on the table.
You were being hostile.
And I went,
threat. That's a threat.
when was I banging on the table?
You were showing some anger, some hostility. Go ahead.
But anyway, so even if you want to take them Emmett Till white people's point, because them the ones that be in the comment section.
Okay.
You don't know what that black woman was terrorizing her for.
And she banging on the door real hard.
So let's go with these Emmett Till white people.
Okay.
She couldn't have called the police. Right. She couldn't have asked them, this crazy black woman is outside my house banging on my windows and my door. I got a gun. Let me tell you something. I'm a white woman. I got a gun and I ain't afraid to use it. She could have did that.
She didn't call 911.
She didn't call 911. She shot this woman through a door.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't care what she was doing. Let's say for the sake of argument that black lady shouldn't have came over there, which is what the police said. She should have called the police.
Right.
You know you got a crazy old white woman across the street.
But didn't think she was going to shoot at her.
I never thought in the world she would shoot through the door.
Because if they've been having problems for how many years? And she hasn't brought a gun out before. So that black lady was probably thinking, Here's another incident I got to come and clear up or clean up.
And let's say, for the sake of argument, she was being what they think is a stereotypical ignorant black woman. Yelling, banging on the door, banging on the window. You hear me in there, you old blankety, old blank. Bring your blank. Let's make her the most ghetto black woman that they can. Bring your blank out of here. I'm gonna whoop your blank.
Thank you.
You don't throw nothing at my kids. My kids.
You know she doing this too.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
And her head going by.
That woman couldn't have called the police.
Thank you.
And said there's a ghetto black woman outside banging on my door.
Here's the thing: people have guns in their homes for these reasons. They don't think to call 911 when they got a gun that's registered, ready to be used. And this person is causing a threat. Stand your ground.
And that goes for that black man. What was the black man that shot somebody? Didn't he shoot somebody from his porch or something?
Oh, because the ball went in the yard.
It was either the ball or no, that was a Latino man. It's all races. Okay. What was the one that people turned around in their driveway?
The driveway. It was a girl, some girls cheerleaders.
We got all races.
Yeah.
Pulling their guns out for no reason.
Citizens race.
Now the reason why we put in race on this one is because she apparently, the neighbors and other people say, calls them the N-word.
Oh, she does?
Yes. She yells out the window when they playing in that field.
So neighbors witness her.
Calling them little N-words. Y'all need to go home. So, baby, yes. In this particular case, we are saying race.
Is she an older lady?
I don't know who she is. They not saying her age.
Ooh.
They not saying her age.
Because that can tell on her too.
Yes. So I don't like that. And when I heard, and that's probably why Attorney Ben Crump is taking this case.
Yeah.
There's no reason. I don't care if you black, brown, cripple, crazy, polka dots, pink. I don't care whatever you are. You do not have the right to shoot somebody through your door.
The purpose of a weapon in your home is when they enter in your home.
If I am in my house and you are trying to get in my house and I call the police, you better darn well know I am going to tell them, officer, I have a gun. If you do not get here before they try to come in my house,
they will be
I will shoot them right where they stand.
You have people now going outside, shooting through doors.
Somebody turning around in your driveway and you come out of your house and shoot them.
And they not a threat to you when they pulling in and pulling out.
The cheerleader got in the wrong car. Got out of her car. Got in the right car. He gets out of his car, comes over to their car, and shoots them.
I'm thinking people are making excuses just to use their
Stop
guns.
making excuses for people using their guns for no reason.
And it's not that, it's like the threat. And y'all all can pretty much understand. Weapons, and that's what I get concerned when you got concealed to carry. Because concealed to carry, at the time you are getting your license to conceal to carry,
you probably smart or not a nut job.
You still got to use the gun wisely when you're out and about in the street.
Thank you.
Oh, it's the Wild Wild West again. It's
shooting people, traffic, following somebody because they cut you off.
Yes.
You're going to pull next to them and shoot them.
You got your little deputy badge on and you the police too? We already got the police officers who are supposed to be law enforcement acting crazy.
And I still go back to Trayvon Martin.
Yeah. Oh
you
my God.
Following this boy around the neighborhood.
Oh, I don't like that. Stand your ground.
Then when he comes over, because you following him around the neighborhood and whips your butt.
Yeah.
Now you got to pull out a gun and shoot him. He wouldn't have never touched you if you wasn't following him around the neighborhood.
Thank you.
Call the police.
He wouldn't have been a threat to you if you wasn't following him and coming.
Or how about this? If you want to follow him around, stay in your car. Follow him around. Call the police. Again, I'll go with you being racist. There's this thug-looking black man running around the neighborhood. Right. I'm following him around, but if he comes near me, I'm pulling off, officer. No! Oh, he wants to get out the car when Trayvon crosses the street
and question him. Let me do a survey. Hey, little boy, why are you here?
Then when he punch him in his face, he get mad and pull a gun and fear for his life.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Or the other ones following the man around, the black man jogging.
Do you think it's for some
reason?
Oh,
surely he must have broken into something.
It's for some reason, I don't know why I thought about this. Back in the day when we had to move, I remember the Tim Scott was saying how his father or grandfather had to get off the sidewalk and let the white people go by.
Yes.
You didn't look them in their eyes. You say, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am.
Yes.
Do you think that's sometime in the back of people's heads, that's how they feel black people should act? Otherwise, you giving me a reason?
You know what? If it wasn't just white people, it's everybody.
Okay.
Everybody is losing their minds.
Yeah. They scared.
It's all races.
Everybody's
Latino,
fearful.
black, white, women, men, everybody. If you step on somebody's shoe, they gonna shoot you.
You didn't open the door for them.
If the woman who shot the guy who shot the door, the woman who shot the man who didn't open the door for her.
Yes.
And everybody
carrying a gun anyway. So everybody, it's the Wild Wild West.
You better pray. We say this every time. If you ain't never prayed before in your life, you better pray, because evil has been unleashed. It's always been here, but for some reason, it's been different now because of social media, I think.
Yeah.
Because now we hear the stories. Whereas before, all this stuff was happening in all these little towns and people didn't hear it.
Right.
But now we have social media. So now people are doing copycat crimes too. Like, oh, I heard he did. Let me do this. Or, oh, you can do that.
They got away with it. I should be able to get away with it.
So I think it's just.
So let's keep an eye on this story. I still want to hear what went on with the story with the little black boy got looking for his siblings.
Oh yeah, he survived.
We need an update for that. And
then
what's going on with the father.
He gave an update. The boy is okay, but we need to know what's happening with the old man.
Okay.
Who feared for his life.
Go ahead.
But at least he shot through a screen door. This lady didn't even open the door.
But he shot him
But
twice.
that was wrong. Yeah, didn't go open the screen. Didn't shoot him again.
The boy did not come in his house. He was not a threat.
And the neighbors didn't even help. One neighbor, two wanted, but the rest of them was like, oh no.
We're gonna see where this goes.
So
okay.
All right. Real quick, because we over time. We're not really gonna talk about this that much anyway.